Daphne has received dozens of letters from her husband during his time in jail. She refuses to open any of them. She blames him for the predicament they are in and for the $800,000 she now owes. Ever heard of a story that sounds straight out of a Hollywood thriller? Well, get ready to be intrigued, because today we're diving into the bizarre tale of Jose Lantigua, a man whose life took a wild turn nobody saw coming. Imagine this. Jose's wife attempts to cash in a staggering $5 million life insurance policy payout. In April 2013, Jose's family shocks everyone with the news of his untimely demise due to a heart attack in Venezuela. Well, that's what they wanted everyone to believe. But here's the kicker. Jose isn't actually dead. In fact, he's alive and well. Fast forward to a dramatic FBI arrest in North Carolina, and it becomes clear Jose's not just any ordinary man. He's a Jacksonville businessman turned fugitive, evading the law for a staggering 16 months. So, how did Jose pull off this audacious charade, and what led to his eventual downfall? Stick around as we unravel the jaw-dropping twists and turns of this real-life drama. Jose Lantigua's life before fraud. As the dust settled on Jose Lantigua's sensational trial, the aftermath of his elaborate deception left a trail of shattered lives and broken dreams in its wake. For a man who once seemed to embody the American dream, the reality behind the facade was a far cry from prosperity. Lantigua's journey from Cuba to the United States was marked by hardship and tragedy, with his aspirations for success ultimately overshadowed by mounting debt and desperation. The collapse of his once thriving furniture business, Circle K Furniture, served as the catalyst for a series of ill-fated decisions that would ultimately lead to his downfall. As financial pressures mounted, Lantigua's attempts to salvage his business spiraled into a cycle of deceit and self-destruction. His lawyer painted a portrait of a man driven to extremes by his desire to provide for his family, a noble sentiment overshadowed by the perniciousness of his actions. From fabricating academic credentials to orchestrating his own death, Lantigua's web of lies extended far beyond the confines of his failing business. But it wasn't just Lantigua who bore the consequences of his deception. His estranged wife, Daphne Simpson, found herself ensnared in a web of deceit, facing probation for her role in perpetuating the illusion of Lantigua's demise. As the courtroom drama unfolded, U.S. District Judge Timothy Corrigan delivered a stern rebuke, condemning the callousness of Lantigua's deception and justifying a harsher sentence than federal guidelines suggested. With a 14-year prison term looming, Lantigua's once promising future lay in ruins, a cautionary tale of the dangers of unchecked ambition and moral compromise. But amidst the wreckage of his shattered dreams, questions lingered. What drove Lantigua to such extremes? Was it greed, desperation, or a misguided sense of duty? And what lessons can be gleaned from his tragic downfall? The fake death and motive. Just a few years before his arrest, Jose Lantigua's life seemed like the epitome of the American dream. A Cuban immigrant with a heroic military background, he boasted multiple degrees and ran a flourishing furniture business. With properties including a Florida beachfront condo and a cozy mountain retreat in North Carolina, it appeared Lantigua had it all. But behind the facade of success lurked a different reality. As his furniture company, Circle K Furniture, spiraled into debt in 2012, Lantigua's decisions took a perplexing turn. Instead of steering the company towards recovery, he diverted funds to furnish his multiple homes, leaving many scratching their heads at his questionable choices. His lawyer painted a picture of Lantigua's tumultuous life, from his upbringing in Cuba to his time in the U.S. Army and his earlier marriage. Tragedy struck with the loss of his mother in 2004 and the sudden death of his first wife in 2006. A heart attack in 2010 added to his woes, followed by a whirlwind romance with Daphne Simpson, whom he married in 2011. Despite efforts to revive Circle K Furniture, financial woes plagued Lantigua. The business, now burdened with a staggering $11 million debt, drove him to desperate measures. Feeling trapped and suffocated by debt, he saw no way out except through deception. In a bid to provide his family with the lifestyle he believed they deserved, Lantigua resorted to fabricating his own demise. Faking his death in Venezuela, he hoped to cash in on millions in life insurance policies, perpetuating a charade to maintain the illusion of prosperity. His claims of academic achievements added another layer to the deception. Though he boasted degrees in various fields, investigations revealed discrepancies in his educational background. While some institutions confirmed his attendance, others had no record of his alleged accomplishments. The once thriving Circle K furniture, which had humble beginnings, now faced a stark reality. Lantigua's mismanagement and deceit left behind a trail of financial ruin and shattered trust. Sentenced to 14 years in prison for a string of crimes, including bank fraud and identity theft, his elaborate scheme came crashing down. Even his estranged wife, Daphne Simpson, faced consequences, placed on probation for her role in perpetuating the deception. As the gavel fell and sentences were handed down, the true extent of Lantigua's deception became glaringly evident. Behind the facade of success lay a tangled web of lies, manipulation, and ultimately, downfall. The judge's decision reflected the severity of the deception, underscoring the gravity of the crimes committed. The identity theft victim. As the story of Jose Lantigua's deception continues to unfold, one man finds himself at the center of an identity theft nightmare: Ernest Wills. Living in New York, Wills was stunned to discover that his identity had been stolen, leaving him grappling with a bewildering array of questions and concerns. For Wills, the news of Lantigua's formal charges in North Carolina brought a sense of relief, tempered by the frustration of not knowing why he had been targeted in this elaborate scheme. As Lantigua's court hearing loomed, Wills remained determined to uncover the truth behind the theft of his identity. Wills lament the financial toll of identity theft and the measures he had taken to safeguard his personal information. The revelation that Lantigua had been living under his name in a secret room in the Blue Ridge Mountains left Wills reeling, underscoring the extent of the deception and the chilling ease with which identities can be stolen. According to an identity theft expert, cases like these, as intricately detailed as they may be, can happen all too easily, often stemming from vulnerabilities in online security or the misuse of personal information. As Wills awaited further developments in the case, he expressed hope that Lantigua and his wife would face significant penalties for their crimes. However, lingering doubts remained about the efficacy of the legal system and the quality of Lantigua's representation. Wills acknowledged the possibility of differing legal standards across jurisdictions and the potential influence of legal counsel on the outcome of the case. Reflecting on his own experiences with identity theft, Wills recalled a lost wallet from years ago, a minor inconvenience swiftly resolved with prompt action. Yet, the mystery surrounding Lantigua's acquisition of his personal information remained unresolved, leaving Wills eager for answers. The arrest. At the time of his supposed demise, Jose Lantigua had been laying the groundwork for an unconventional retreat atop Hogback Mountain in North Carolina. Tucked away in the secluded village of Sapphire, the remote locale seemed tailor-made for evading prying eyes. But Lantigua wasn't taking any chances. Sensing trouble on the horizon, he took extraordinary measures to fortify his mountain hideaway. As federal agents closed in on the couple, they were met with an unexpected sight: a bunker nestled deep within Lantigua's basement, boasting formidable 20-inch steel doors. It was a stark reminder of the lengths to which Lantigua would go to protect himself and his secrets. 2 years later, the charade came crashing down as authorities intercepted Lantigua and Simpson on a North Carolina road. Living under another man's identity in a house owned by Simpson, Lantigua's elaborate scheme had finally unraveled. According to a plea agreement signed by prosecutors and Simpson, she had aided Lantigua in faking his death, believing their families to be in imminent danger. But as the investigation unfolded, the cracks in Lantigua's facade began to show. Authorities quickly spotted discrepancies in Lantigua's application for a driver's license and passport, raising red flags about the stolen identity he was using. From inaccuracies in personal details to glaring disparities in physical appearance, it was clear that something was amiss. The real Ernest Wills, a retired postal worker from New York, bore little resemblance to Lantigua, exposing the audacious nature of his deception. Even Lantigua's attempt to pass himself off as a freelance writer couldn't sway authorities, who were quick to uncover the truth using facial recognition software and surveillance tactics. As agents confronted Lantigua, the jig was up. With nowhere to run and nowhere to hide, Lantigua's carefully constructed world came crashing down around him. His elaborate preparations, from replacing trusted employees to fortifying his mountain retreat, were no match for the long arm of the law. In the end, Lantigua's desperate bid to escape financial ruin had only led him further into the depths of deceit. The investigation and verdict. In the final chapter of this riveting saga, the full extent of Jose Lantigua's audacious deception is laid bare, revealing a web of deceit that ensnared all who crossed his path. Charged with 7 counts of fraudulent insurance claims and 1 count of schemes to defraud, Lantigua and his wife, Daphne Simpson, find themselves at the mercy of the justice system, their once promising futures now hanging in the balance. With each count carrying the potential for up to 30 years in prison, the gravity of their crimes weighs heavily upon them as they face the consequences of their actions. At the heart of the case lies a tangled web of lies and betrayal, as Lantigua's business empire crumbles under the weight of mounting debt and desperation. Faced with financial ruin, Lantigua resorts to deception, spinning a tale of danger and intrigue to justify his actions. But as the truth emerges in the courtroom, there is no escaping the harsh reality of his crimes. For Lantigua, the path to ruin began long before his elaborate scheme to fake his own death. With his business, Circle K Furniture, drowning in $11 million of debt, Lantigua's once flourishing empire began to crumble, leaving him grasping at straws in a desperate bid to salvage his reputation and financial security. As federal agents closed in on the couple, they were met with an unexpected sight: a bunker nestled deep within Lantigua's basement, boasting formidable 20-inch steel doors. It was a stark reminder of the lengths to which Lantigua would go to protect himself and his secrets, a testament to the paranoia and desperation that consumed him in his quest for survival. But even as Lantigua's elaborate facade began to crumble, the true extent of his deception was yet to be revealed. As investigators delved deeper into the case, they uncovered a trail of deceit that stretched far beyond Lantigua's fraudulent insurance claims. From falsified documents to stolen identities, Lantigua's crimes knew no bounds, leaving a trail of devastation in their wake. As the courtroom drama unfolded, voices of the victims rang out, their tales of loss and betrayal a stark reminder of the human cost of Lantigua's greed. As Lantigua faced the consequences of his actions, questions lingered about the role of his wife, Daphne Simpson, in the elaborate scheme. Despite her claims of being hoodwinked into joining her husband's scam, prosecutors painted a different picture, alleging that Simpson was complicit in the deception from the outset. In the end, it was up to U.S. District Judge Timothy Corrigan to mete out justice, weighing the severity of the crimes against the remorse expressed by the defendants. For Lantigua, the sentence was swift and severe: 14 years in prison, with an additional 5 years of supervised release. It was a sobering reminder of the consequences of deceit and the price one must pay for betraying the trust of others. As for Simpson, the outcome was less clear-cut. Despite her role in aiding Lantigua's deception, Judge Corrigan showed leniency, opting for probation over incarceration. It was a decision that sparked debate among legal experts and observers alike, highlighting the complexities of the case and the challenges of determining culpability in a web of deceit. And there you have it, folks. And so, as we bring this captivating tale to a close, the saga of Jose Lantigua's elaborate deception serves as a stark reminder of the thin line between ambition and deceit. From the heights of prosperity to the depths of moral bankruptcy, Lantigua's downfall stands as a cautionary tale for us all. If you enjoyed diving into this case with us, be sure to stick around. Subscribe to our channel for more captivating stories like this one. Until next time, stay curious, stay connected, stay with Reely Unreal.